Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break. You're here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish McFarland. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
You look different.
I've managed to figure out how to get rid of the headphones after 87,000 Zoom calls and a whole bunch of work breaks.
That's amazing.
I finally decided I should look in the settings because I was getting sick of, not so much for this, I don't mind wearing them, but there was one day last week, I think it was just all day with the headphones on. And
yeah,
so trying to loosen up from that. And
I'll tell you what, I can't do it. I just can't do the headphones, even earbuds. It kind of drives me crazy. I think people are one way or the other, but yeah, it tends to work out. So what else is new? What's going on?
I do want to talk about the bright future Phoenix Suns right now, who I believe are still your daughter's favorite NBA team, Trish.
They are, surprisingly, but yeah.
They have been the story, and I'm looking at my phone because I'm checking for a live update.
Oh, gosh.
They have been the story of the NBA restart. They've come out of nowhere. They've won every one of their games. They actually have a chance to make the playoffs. They're playing right now as we speak. They're winning 65-64 at halftime. Trish, I think it's quite likely once this work break is over, I'm going to watch the rest of that basketball game.
I'll tell you what. She has been loyal to the Suns for a number of years, and you'll know the guy's name. I'm not that up on everybody's names, but who was the player from Croatia that they had or have?
They no longer have him. He didn't really work out, but the guy she used to appreciate was Dragan Bender.
That's it. That's her guy. That's what got her on the Suns. And so, yeah, she's stayed loyal, though.
He was a very high draft pick. He didn't work out. But, yeah, they have some good young players, exciting team. They're playing great basketball, and so good for them. So I wore the shirt today. And I didn't even realize they were playing until I just looked at my phone. So super excited for the Suns.
That's great. Good. Well, I have not been doing anything. I'm still not feeling well.
I know. I'm sad to hear that. You look good.
Working it out. Thank you. Yeah, working it out. It's not the B12, everyone, for anyone that was curious. B12 is fine. So, what's interesting to me about when you don't feel well, especially in a pandemic, number one, it's very difficult to actually go to a doctor for something other than COVID. Mm-hmm. Because you have to almost prove that you don't have it in order. Right. But anyway, all that aside, I have a lovely doctor and it was not a problem, but found that interesting. And also I think that a lot of times we treat symptoms and not really care about finding out. So I have vertigo, for anyone that doesn't know it. And I've heard some really interesting theories. I'm being public about it because I feel like sometimes what you hear from each other might be more helpful. So again, if you've struggled with this, please tweet me what other things this might be. But a number of people said you can go to a chiropractor, that it could be something like kind of compressing in your spine on the nerves that can cause vertigo. So anyway, we're looking at every and all.
I'm not a chiropractic guy, only because literally back when I was a younger fellow, there was a guy in our crew, and the dumbest guy I ever knew was a licensed chiropractor. And so that soured me on it. It's like if you ever meet somebody back in your life that you don't get along with, or you have a bad relationship with, and let's say their name is Wayne or something like that, that name gets soured for you for the rest of your life.
That's so true.
That happens too. I know. There's a couple names. I don't want to name names, honestly.
Let's not name names that are not good for you.
There are a couple that I hear come up, and I'll throw one out there. Jeremy. That name I'll never go back to for various reasons. But hey, there's something we didn't talk about that's pretty big. I don't believe we talked about it at all last week.
What's that?
I'm shocked. Is the return of CBS Big Brother, which is something we have spent a lot of time talking about over the years, a lot of time watching.
I'm afraid you'll give me bad news about my favorite show. So please don't.
No. I'm behind, though. I did not catch it last night. I've only seen the very first episode. I did not watch it last night. You did? Did you catch it?
I did. And let me just tell you what. So for, any old Big Brother fans, they brought back some that were amazing. Some I'm like, who the heck are these people? It took me a minute to actually remember who they were. So I think because of the pandemic and the people had to be quarantined for 2 weeks leading up to the show, then they're in the show for however many weeks and have to be quarantined, together and whatnot. And so you're away from your family. One of my favorite villainous, is that a word?
I think that is a word.
Villainous.
I think it can be a word.
Rachel Riley. Remember Rachel?
I do.
Yeah, well, she's pregnant right now, so she can't be on because she would have been the perfect.
Oh, I was going to say, wait a minute, I didn't remember seeing her on week one.
No, she would have been the perfect all-star to come back, but she's pregnant, so she's not there. I'm rooting for Kaysar.
Okay, yeah.
Kaysar's my guy, and I'm thinking he's kind of dumb as a box of rocks, but Cody for number 2.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. I love the show. I'm not as super fan as many super fans are. So sometimes I can't remember all their names. Like I'll remember maybe some of what they look like.
Who are you rooting for the win then?
I don't think I probably need more time to decide. Because I only saw the first episode. Let me watch. I'll catch up. I'll watch last night's episode. I'll watch it tonight. I recorded it, and I'll update you tomorrow.
Okay. I think the best player they have is actually Janelle, but she's got such a target on her back that there is no way that people won't take her out.
I get a little concerned, not so much for the game, but just real life. I get a little bit concerned with some of these reality show folks that are making their 3rd or 4th or 5th appearance on these shows. It's like, man, you really haven't figured out anything else to do overall all this time to come back and do this show.
No, she's a successful real estate agent.
I'm not knocking her. I don't know what she does, but it's like, okay, this is now my 8th time to see her on this show, I think.
I know, it's because she's so good. But anyway.
I have one other thing I wanted to mention.
Okay.
It was on my mind. I was doing a little cooking. I've been doing a lot of cooking. If you follow my very, very wonderful Pinterest board,
right,
you can see what I make. I made St. Louis ribs this weekend, Trish, which were amazing. I mean, your city has produced a great cut of rib. But here's my question for you: as Gen X type people, we're not in the coveted advertising demo, like for TV shows, movies, et cetera, et cetera. The advertisers all want the young people, right? They want the 18 to 35s or whatever. And I think I know the reason why. It's not because those people have more disposable income than people like us do. We should have more, right? We're farther along in our careers. But it's generally thought that people like us, we're not changing brands anymore for most of the things we buy. So whether it's household items, food items, you name it, just the things you've come to appreciate and like and use. Makeup, whatever, all the things you buy, right? Shampoo. I recently, Trish, have changed mayonnaises. And I did not even know there was a Duke's mayonnaise before very recently. I relocated to the South. Apparently, Duke's mayonnaise is a thing. I had never heard of it or seen it before.
It is.
Decided to buy it. I'm now on the Duke's. It's awesome. So I just used it this weekend. And I just wanted to shout them out just because I think it's an interesting thing. Like, because normally you just don't change. I bought the other kind of mayonnaise probably for many, many, many years.
Yes, you're right. I think you're right about a lot of things. But you know what? I wonder if it's more than it could be the move. I think the other thing right now is because of the pandemic. So because certain items are not as readily available when you want them. And so you kind of have to make it right. If your regular toilet paper wasn't available, you're making a change.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Yeah.
Other products. And so I think it's been interesting because I've been surprising myself with some changes in products I would have never done on my own before. Now it's a little bit forced on me. And most are pretty good. Can I tell you the only thing that is not as good that I've found so far, whether it's food or home products, whatever, is the Clorox bleach wipes, Clorox wipes.
Okay.
The off-brand of those, the Walmart.
Oh, the generic ones?
Generic wipes. No.
Yeah.
No.
That's a risk right there.
No, they're dry. And so, you know what? So shout out to Clorox because you've got the best wipes in the world. The other thing, too, I was talking with someone recently about this. You mentioned makeup, that women don't really change. I wonder if there's any sort of study that can be done after all of this on like just anything purchased from a drugstore.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do feel like now there's no need to go to, you can't really easily go to a mall or maybe a place to get expensive makeup or whatever. And even at times where Amazon was maybe not delivering or delayed delivery on some of those more non-essential deemed items, you can go to Walgreens and CVS, and we talked a little bit about people spending more money at the convenience type stores like those. I think a lot of switching to drugstore makeup has occurred during the pandemic.
Yeah. And I was thinking too over the weekend. I said I've been doing a lot of cooking. Switched to new mayonnaise. Made some great potato salad today, as a matter of fact. I can't wait to try later. I think I got to break down though, because this feels like this pandemic's going to run on for the long haul, and we're not getting out on the road anytime soon. Maybe here or there, but I'm just constant. I think, Trish, I have to break down. And I'll ask for your advice or audience advice. I think I need to get a blender. I've never owned a blender. And I think I need to get one because there's like a lot of things that are coming up in my little trying to figure out what to make, whether it's, or even the cocktail hour shows. Like on Friday, I was like, there was half the cocktails I look up require blending and I don't have the ability to do that. So I need a blender. I don't have one.
I bought a blender last summer for the first time in many years and I love it. It's the Ninja blender.
Ninja. Okay.
Ninja. Tiny bit pricey, totally worth it. But if anyone has other blenders that are great, please send us some recommendations for blenders.
I do. I need a blender.
No, I like the Ninja. It's really powerful. I actually used it just this weekend. I got my first real batch of tomatoes in over the weekend.
Nice.
And I put them all in the crock pot, all the different types together and cook them and turn it into tomato sauce. And then my last step is to throw them in the Ninja blender. Perfect sauce.
Oh, really puree them up there?
That's nice. The other option though, I've not had one of these because I just, they're so expensive, but is the Vitamix, I think it's called.
I've heard of that brand, but I've not.
You can actually cook in it. So you can make soups and hot sauces and things like that in the Vitamix blender.
Yeah, I think I've got to go to the blender and
well, check it out. Let us know what you decide.
I will. I'll work on that. That's my project for this week.
I spent this weekend actually not doing much of anything. I didn't work and I didn't do much just because I was so dizzy. But I did lay on the couch a lot and I brought a special cup to show you. I watched Letterkenny. Does anyone watch Letterkenny on Hulu?
I don't know that one, I don't think.
Okay, it's a good show. This is a cup made by my friend Angie Marquardt, and it has all of the symbols.
Cool.
So yeah, Letterkenny. That's my comedy TV series recommendation.
Yeah, awesome. I've been reading. I mentioned last week on the Friday show, like my Killer Angels book did come on Friday, so I did spend a good chunk of the weekend rereading that book and forgot how great it was. I'm not all the way through it yet, but we're going to be recording that show on Thursday, I believe. So I should have my way through it by then, and I'm excited.
I'm going to watch the movie as my
awesome.
So very good. Well, thanks for the call today, and thanks everyone as always for listening in. And we will talk to you all tomorrow.
The Suns are up by 10, by the way. Go Suns.
Go Suns.